Hello again, sixth graders. So this is part 2 of Monday's video. I didn't realize how long it was going to be until I made it. So I apologize. The first one was over 20 minutes. This one should be a little bit quicker because we're only going to talk about pronouns. Hopefully you already have this page out. It's page 204 in your blue packet. This is the original, so my page is white. So you're going to have written examples here of nouns, common and proper. And then here you're going to have written action verbs with an example, linking verb, and then a helping verb with an example. All right, let's get to pronouns. You guys know a pronoun takes the place of a person, place, thing, or idea. Ultimately, it takes the place of a noun. So let's go back to my slides. So we already know that the pronoun does the job of a noun. It's just a little bit less specific. But that noun that it takes the place of is called the antecedent. And I know we've had this before in IXL, so hopefully it's familiar to you. So we're going to pull the circle around the antecedents. So number 1, Fabio walked his dog in the park. Well, who is his talking about? And I could come down here and grab the circle, but I think that's going to take a little bit too much time, so we'll just point them out. So Fabio is the antecedent to his. I could put an equal sign because his is referring to Fabio. In number 2, Kimberly, you need to study. Who is you pronoun referring to? Well, it's referring to Kimberly. Number 3, that's so funny. When I read this out in my head, my brain put in the word toilet, as in don't forget the toilet paper. It is important. I guess that's quarantine brain for you. But it's not toilet paper, it's just paper. Don't forget the paper. It is important. So it is the pronoun, and what is it replacing? Paper. I could say, don't forget the paper is important, but then it gets a little bit redundant. But sometimes that could be useful for emphasis if you want to in your writing. It's up to you. But most of the time, we just use a pronoun. So paper is the antecedent. Number 4, that is the pencil Darlene borrowed. That is referring to pencil. Who is the new boy in math class? Who is referring to boy. And Angie devoted herself to the team. Now we did learn this, I want to say maybe January. This is a reflexive pronoun because it has the word self in it. Herself is referring to Angie. Okay, so those are some pronouns for you. We also learned there are subject pronouns or subjective pronouns, and there are objective pronouns. In class, we called them subject and object pronouns. Subjects, those are the ones that come in the beginning of the sentence. Now, if you have some kind of clause in the beginning, like after lunch or during the movie, then it would come after that, but it's still the subject. These tend to come after action verbs, or actually after verbs, and at the end of the sentence, but not always. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and who. I went to the store. He went to the store. She went to the store, and so on. I would not say me go to the store. Me and him go to the store. You know, we're not cavemen. These come at the end. I go to the store with him every week. She went to the movies with her. Okay? It, us, them, and whom. So some of these are the same. Hopefully you guys notice that you, let's see, I don't want to get rid of that box again. You is the same at the beginning of a sentence, so it's a subject pronoun and an objective pronoun, and so is it. I could say, you need to give it to her. Or, you need to give it to Mrs. Lick. I can use those in the beginning of a sentence or at the end. Okay? But if I'm using the other ones, they need to go, the subject ones go in the beginning, objective ones go in the end. I'm still getting a lot of papers, a lot of vocab sentences where you guys will say, me and my cousins went to the store. Or, me and my family celebrated Easter. Me always goes at the end of the sentence. You would use I. And it would be my family and I. My brother and I. We always go last, right? But you know that. So let's continue. So let's find the subject pronouns. Now I disagree with one of these, so we'll have to look at it when we get there. So number 1, he spends time in the gym. What's the subject of that sentence that also happens to be a pronoun? He, right? He, she, it. Number 2, after lunch, she and I studied. In this case, there's 2 pronouns, but they're the subject, she and I. Number 3, Margie is older than she. Now, honestly, I think this should be her. Now, if it said Margie is older than she is, then it would be okay. But I think that that should be her, in which case there wouldn't be a subject pronoun there. That's the one I disagree with. So, but I could be wrong. Number 4, Kim said she is the winner. Okay, so she is the subject. I know that it comes after the action verb, but it's a whole new sentence here. Okay. Number 5, she and he will vote on it. Again, 2 of them, she and he, are both pronouns, and they're acting as the subject, and they're replacing whoever she is specifically and whoever he is specifically. Number 6, Bess said you will know him. You is the pronoun. Okay? Should all be review. This one's the object. It's going to come at the end of the sentence. It's something you would not use in the beginning. Other than you and it, these are going to be different. For example, George wants to meet her. Her comes at the end. That's the objective pronoun or object pronoun. I would not say her wants to meet George, right? Her comes at the end. She has always been nice to him. So she is subject, but him is object. And oftentimes it also comes after a preposition. To him, to her. They gave her a ride home. Now, is this jumping out to anybody as direct objects and indirect objects? What did they give? They gave a ride. Who did they give it to? Her. Ding, 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 ding. So that's just extra if you were paying attention for that. But the object pronoun is her. Mark gave the bike to them. Them would be the object pronoun. 5, they thanked him for his trouble. Now again, this is also an example of direct object and indirect object, but let's keep going. All right, let's see if you know the difference. Number 1, should I go home or should me go home? Hopefully you guys can tell that should be I. Number 2, Ken bought she a gift or Ken bought her a gift? Should be her, because there's the action verb, and this is not going to be a full sentence, so you wouldn't need the subject pronoun. It's going to be the object pronoun. Kim is taller than them. He or him. Now, sometimes you guys might put him first if you had another subject, but hopefully because it's by itself, you would say that doesn't quite sound right. Him will speak to them. Doesn't sound right because you have 2 object pronouns in one sentence. He will speak to them. Who or whom will be chosen? Who will be chosen. The whom is an object pronoun and it comes at the end. Okay? Great job. So those are a little bit easier. Again, review. The big thing is subject pronouns versus object pronouns. So let's go back to page 204 and see if I can go back into writing mode. All right, so we're on pronouns, the 3rd one for today. Okay, so you can write some examples. He, I maybe make 2 lines here. You, just some examples. Okay. And then over here you might put him, me, and you could put you again, just some examples to help you remember. Again, this should be a review. Okay, you don't need to send me anything. I will get this page from you and 205 tomorrow when we finish the rest. Yeah, so thank you for watching a second video. I apologize that it was longer than I anticipated. All right, I will see you guys later.